right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are at the Texas ACS State 8-Ball Championship. And on view right now is the ladies' final. Stacy Linrod and Maria Rodriguez. Welcome everybody back. This is Q Sports Live, streaming right here on Facebook. Hoping you guys can join us and watch these great matches. This ladies' final. Then after this, we move into men's matches. Lots of men's matches coming up.
Yep, they got we just had the hot seat match here, so we'll have the 2-3 match coming up, and then a championship after that.
Yeah, awesome. Great day of play here at the ACS. Hi, welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Raymond. Hi, how are you? Again, I'm Linda Garza. I'm the tournament director of the Tornado Open, helping these guys out, sitting in, having a great time here, right here at Q Sports Live, and so excited to be able to have you joining us at the Tornado Open in a couple of weeks in Atlantic City.
Awesome
it's going to be
down there.
phenomenal.
We're really looking forward to that. Yep.
So looking forward to that. And so this ladies' match is underway. It's a race to 4, a true double elimination.
Yes. So Stacy's in the hot seat, or on the A side. So.
Right. Maria has marched through the losers bracket, or one loss side, to come in and earn her spot to play for the finals. She will have to beat her twice. And yes, excellent job. She had a great job in this last match.
Stacy was the one to knock Maria to the B side, or loser side of the tournament.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That happened earlier this morning.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when you come back through and you're having to play that player once again, especially later in the day,
yep.
And so much has gone through your head. You know, on that winner side, you've rested most of the day,
yep.
And it would seem like you're almost fresh, but you're really not.
No,
you're really not. You're actually in your head quite a bit.
I rather keep playing all the way through myself.
Yeah, there's an advantage to going over to the B side, and then that way you're staying fresh and warmed up. And she's done a phenomenal job of getting herself back into this spot of being able to play into the final. I'm talking about Maria.
Yeah.
And she's warmed up, and even this table is warmed up.
Yeah, I know with at least with this tournament, it's run really well. There hasn't been a big, long wait for Stacy. She's had just a couple matches, and they're running about hour to hour and 20 minutes each, so a couple hours off, but I think she was warming up on another table. I'd played a big tournament here back about 3 months ago in the summer. I had 7 hours between winning the hot seat to the championship match.
Yeah.
Waiting for, and we were playing that at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And I mean, that was just, if it was just for the money, I would have gone home, but there's a nice trophy involved, and it was a first annual memorial tournament, so I wanted my name on that.
We play for trophies.
Otherwise, I wasn't worried about the money. I donated half of the winnings back because it was a fundraiser memorial.
Nice.
So, but yeah, if it was just money and no trophy, I would have been long gone home.
Then you would have been like, no,
you can have
going
it
for tacos. Hi, Cassidy, tuning in from Utah. Great, and Crystal from Kentucky. Wow, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us here. We're playing out of Port Arthur, which is about an hour and a half out of Houston.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
This is my first time here.
This is our first time, other than myself flying through Dallas, Fort Worth. First time actually setting foot outside of an airport in Texas. So.
Okay, good. Well, welcome to Texas.
Thanks.
All right, we've got these ladies underway. This is a big match, big matchup here between these two. They met each other earlier this morning, and both shooting really well today to earn their spots here for the finals.
That was a nice shot. I don't know if she can start with that 9 ball and get it out of the way there, but she came a little far to stay down there for the 14.
Right, and if she goes to the 14, there's not an out on the 9 because the 4 is holding the 9 back into position. So definitely, she needs to try to move it from this side. It may not be a clear shot, but it's certainly an opportunity. 2 and 3 ball are hung up there with the 8. Probably didn't even much move out of the rack. It doesn't even look like it moved out of the break.
These have been breaking. Some of these tables have been breaking really bad. It just, well, it's so humid here too. It makes this cloth really slow.
Right. Exactly. One of the things that I typically do is every time that the rack is changing, I always try to pick up the cue ball at least and
clean it
wipe
off.
it off with my towel. And you notice that a lot of people are not doing that, taking it for granted, but it does make a difference.
Oh,
and
I was going to say, every time I got ball in hand, I'm cleaning it off on my shirt. Right?
Yes. Yeah, it really is important. It really is important.
That'll save any kicks or anything like that too. You get that chalk built up, especially if you get the people using the Kamui in different colors. That just drives me nuts. That stuff.
Right, exactly. So we've seen a couple of times where not quite a full miscue, but where the tip is sliding off or not getting enough on the ball.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of that, and that's definitely from that cue ball being clogged up.
Yeah.
Clogged up, and the table's kind of sticky. Yeah.
So for the Tornado Open, it's 7-foot tables down there, right? We're playing on.
It's actually on two different formats. The amateurs will play on 7-foot tables.
Okay.
The pros will play on 9-foot
9
tables.
foots. And
so it'll be.
Do you know what brand tables we're using down?
They're diamonds.
All diamonds?
They're all diamonds.
Nice.
Right. They're all diamonds. So
I much prefer the diamond tables.
Absolutely. Vivian, commands some of the best equipment for the players and really elevates the game. And so diamonds it is, and they bring them all the way from across the country to bring them and set them up. And of course, the playing on a diamond is flawless every single time.
Well, we're lucky back in Calgary. Our two main pool rooms there have all diamond tables, so that's what Ben and I used to play and prefer playing on. I mean, you get a lot of the bar players and the league players like this. They're always used to playing on these valleys.
Right.
You stick them on a diamond table and they're
wow.
lost.
Yeah, and you are really lost. A diamond is demanding that you play well.
Yes.
And if you want to get your game back in line, go find a diamond.
Well,
just go find a diamond.
And you know what? And for everybody that's got a Valley bar box at home, you can buy the Ridgeback rails or from Penguin's Amusement Penguin rails. It turns it into literally a diamond table.
Right.
It's the same cut and profile as the Diamond Pro Cut pockets. Shrinks them up. The rails play the same as the diamonds, which make totally different than a Valley.
Right.
They come off a lot straighter, a lot truer on the diamond table.
Right. Well, that's a great tip.
And for a couple $100, I mean, it's not bad, right? So if you want
to
really improve your game.
Yeah, a good adjustment.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Definitely a better looking host than Ben, yeah.
Joe, as soon as I meet you, I'm going to give you a free T-shirt. You just keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah. Actually, Joe will probably be by later on this weekend. Yeah, he's down here in Texas as well.
Okay, good.
He's been a long time viewer. Actually, we just met him for the first time the other night.
Nice.
We love going around. All our viewers that have been watching us in all the new areas we go to that they watch. We love meeting everybody that we can. So.
Really great. Well, Stacy has done a great job getting her suit. She's shooting stripes and she got them out of the way. But, capital B-U-T. What about this 8-ball? Because there's not a clean shot on the 8. I think the 2-ball is just enough on the 8 that would be a really sticky shot. Definitely, I would call a ref if this is my match.
You know what? I'd be playing this off that. I believe it's a 3-ball behind there, in that top right corner. But you have to hit that 8-ball almost straight on with bottom, and then I would call that because it's naturally just going to come off that.
Right. She's going to use the 3 to kind of straighten it back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she knows that shot or not, but I mean that's.
Right. There's still, this is what the refs are here for.
Yeah.
Just to make it honest. And one of the things that I've noticed is that you can think, oh, I'll watch it, or the player will see that they fouled or whatever, and it's just human error. They're not trying to manipulate the game, but this is in this level of play. That's what the refs are for.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, and I'm a certified ref as well.
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, we
so
do.
Why not
yeah.
use them?
No,
why not use them?
Definitely, and I mean and again, some players, and we've noticed a lot here, have been calling on shots where obviously you don't really need one, and I mean you call a ref over, it's adding pressure to the person shooting a little bit too,
exactly. But it just keeps it true.
Yeah.
Then that way, you're not blaming yourself.
Well, yeah, and there's no arguing that way.
Right. Just keeps it true. So good try. I think she hit a little full. to try to get what she was trying to do there.
Well, she's cutting a little bit, I think. I think she actually needed to hit it almost a little more straight on with bottom to sort of force it through before it took over to the right. But she's sitting not bad. She left it not bad.
Right.
There's some work here for Maria to go through.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, she's got to come up to the 7. She's got to work around this table pretty well. The 8 ball is not an optimum position, though. So there's a lot of places where she can just tuck that cue ball, and Stacy's not going to have a good look, like right there, for example. Don't worry, Ted. We're going to stick up for you.
Yeah, you can bring her along. We'll say hi to her, too. He's coming down to Niagara Falls. We're in Niagara Falls just before coming down to Atlantic City.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, again, we like donuts.
Yeah, any pocket you got with a pro cut or shim pockets to practice on is great. I know we were in Griff's in Las Vegas there about a month ago, and their 1 pocket tables, it's a 9-foot diamond table, but it's got shim pockets down to 4 1/8 inch, which is really, really tight. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah.
Did she call that?
Wow. Is there a replay?
Yeah, high five. She did call that.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right.
Oops.
Handcrafted. All right, Ted. We're waiting to meet you. So Stacy jumps up on the first one. And, you know, a little shot like that builds your confidence way up.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Builds your confidence way up. Certainly from the opponent's point of view, it's like, oh, man, you know, you got to second guess what you're thinking is just an easy thing, you know.
I think these ladies are good friends too. I think a lot of them are.
They're both from San Antonio. They know each other well. That can work in your advantage and also your disadvantage.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
it's hard to play against friends or.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, I'd rather not even know the person. And
right, exactly.
And you're only with yourself and the table. That's all you need.
Exactly, exactly. And you're focused just on that, and you're not taking things for granted. Certainly, when you know your opponent really well, there's a part of you also too that is just human nature. You kind of peel off a layer of that killer instinct. You know, where on the other side of the coin, this is for the Texas State Championship. There's, you know. It's not a time to be friends, you know. This is a time to get this job done.
And I mean, there's quite a bit of money. First place is worth $1,145. Second, $760.
Right.
So there's some good cash in between there too.
You know, like let's be friends after this match.
Yep. And I'm not sure all her breaks. She's just. I'm not sure if the rack's tight or what she's.
No, you know, we noticed that earlier in one of her matches, and in her follow through, is not full. Like she's not going through. It's so important on your break. It's not as much hitting it hard as much as it is really driving, piling
the ball through,
piling through the cue into the point of the rack. Because that is actually what's creating so much action. And you see on the very end of her follow-through, her cue is actually dipping upward.
Yeah.
And so she's losing a lot of that velocity. It might seem that she's putting a lot of energy behind it, but it's not being carried through because the cue's coming out.
And it's neat. We're just up in Prince Edward Island for the CCS, which is the affiliate of the ACS here up in Canada for the Maritime Championships before coming down here. And we brought out, I got the Speed Break app on my phone.
Right.
So we had 2 of the same apps set up just to see if it was any different spot. And we had one of our followers that we had met there. He'd actually come all the way from British Columbia, Canada, all the way across the country to play there. And we're doing the speed break test, and he was saying, "Oh, I bet you I'm breaking." He figured he'd break in about 25 miles an hour. I said, "That's a fairly quick break." I said, even at that, I said, "I bet you're probably in the 15, 16 range, right?" And a lot of guys think, because I've hit 32, 33 a few times, and I got a really good hard break.
Right.
And I said, and I thought I'd be like 50 miles an hour, right, when I broke, but I'm 30, 31. But you got to keep the ball on the table too. So I set up, he was right at 15, 16, and he kept trying hitting it hard. I said, "You're not." He goes, "It looks like I'm hitting it." I said, "But you're not hitting it properly."
Right.
Right. I said,
Exactly.
"Don't try to kill it." I said, "Take off." And I said, "Well, set it down." I said, "Just try a straight through stroke, aim straight out like you're sinking the ball straight on." And then he hit. I went from 15 to 21.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. One of the things that's so important, and this is something that Vivian, taught me a long time ago. Your break is also relative to the table that you're playing on.
Yep.
So we all have that big dynamic. We want to hear that big crashing sound of the balls.
Yep.
But if you're playing on a 7-footer, it's not necessary.
No.
That big crash is when you're on a 9-footer, and
Yep.
you really need to make sure that you've got some spacing, different game, different table, different everything. On the 7-footer, and even if you were to really crash into those balls, they're just going to come right back together again because there's not enough surface. They're
Yep.
not going to stay outward. So tempo, according to the table, super important.
Well, and you see a lot of the guys break second ball and 8-ball on a 7-foot too, because that's, I mean, your chances of making one are a little greater, but I mean, it does leave the balls tied up a little more too, which. If you're playing a lot higher skill level opponent, maybe it's better to break that way too, because it's going to be harder for them to run, especially if you don't make a ball.
Exactly.
A little harder for you, I guess, to navigate everything, but it'll give you a little more of a chance against somebody that's going to break and run at a 60 or 70% chance run out rate, right?
Right. Right. And we thank everybody that's joining us right now. We are here watching the women's singles final right here at the Texas State 8-Ball Championship. Q Sports Live, streaming it free right here on Facebook.
And we're to Facebook and YouTube. We got people watching.
And YouTube, yeah. I love it. Great shot on the 10-ball by Maria. She is coming up from the one-loss side. And she will have to beat Stacy twice.
Well, neither one of these balls will go. I'm not sure what she's shooting here.
She's on stripes.
Stripes, that 9-ball does not go, so.
Right, the 4 is clipping that a little bit. She's got a little chip shot on that 15. And I don't think it's so much the shot that she's at as what she's going to do next is really what she's looking at. 12-ball is hung up with the 8, and it looks like the, I can't tell what that is on the other end there. It's maybe the 15-ball is hung up in the 7. Right.
Yeah. Again, I'm not sure how much you can see behind the 8-ball there, but
yes,
again,
this
depending
is
on your
women's final, Vic.
Depending on your knowledge and skill level, I mean, you can play that with inside and sort of throw the ball towards the pocket.
Mm-hmm. See what she was trying to do right there. When you're shooting into the side and you've got to be just completely dead on to hit the side.
Yeah, that's at an angle like that. That's a small pocket.
Right. It's really, really thin, and you've got to be super on.
Oh, well. So Stacy's in tough here too with those. She'll have to play a combo down there in the 3-7.
That 3-7 does look like it would go. It's a little bit offset, but it is possible.
It depends if that 6-ball will go through that by the 15, I believe it is there. Well, this angle she's left herself on the one is going to make it tough to get down on that left left-hand side as we're looking at it.
Right, right. It has a high tendency to clip this 13, which would slow it down.
Yeah.
I think that she's able to get it move up on the table, but even any little clip on that 13 is going to change the direction and the velocity on the ball. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to see her back up close to the center pocket to get back up on that 3 on the other side. So, yeah. Yeah.
Now, it's hard to tell on the screen here if that...
I do have a Fargo rating, Raymond. It's pretty low, actually. The BCA league that I play on in San Antonio is a men's league. I play on there mostly to practice. And if anybody's familiar with the league on Tuesday nights, it's out of Fast Eddie's. It's like a one-shot league. You got one shot at the table, and then they're going to run out on you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I think I play better than my Fargo rating expresses, but that's why. Yeah. That's why. Certainly not. I used to play I can't even think, APA, and then there was, you know, I was a 6, and then I was a 7, and you know, then you go and play these tournaments, and people are not rated correctly and all that. I got real frustrated with that, and I don't do that anymore. But the Fargo rating it's really I'm a victim of the league I'm in.
Yeah,
oh my
right,
God, those guys are just too good.
Well, that's then we got back in Calgary. I mean, you got the level of pool in Alberta altogether, but in Calgary especially is crazy. On a Friday night tournament, you might have 5 or 6 guys you're playing that are in the 700 Fargo rating, right?
Yeah.
That are considered semi-pro or pro level up at that level, right? And I mean, you look at guys that, again, as the ACS or CCS ranked, like A or a B or open player, right, where we come down and you got a C level or C standard, as they call it in CCS, C standard player in Calgary that plays in some of these local tournaments and plays a little more, comes down somewhere else that's not quite as high level. They could be almost at an A level somewhere else because of the quality of pool or the players are playing, right? And it's a real bonus for us up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does matter. It does make a huge difference. Still, the Fargo rating does have great merit and great ability to, in tournaments like this right here, to put everybody in the correct category and you know, and make things a little bit, that playing field a little bit better.
And again, it's if you can get everybody to submit to Fargo is the biggest thing, right? Whereas, I mean, I've played a lot of tournaments, but I've only got 18 games in Fargo rated tournaments, right? Right. And at that point, for the longest time, I never played on a 9-foot table. I've still only got under 200 games in my life on a 9-foot table. I've always played bar box, but for the Fargo tournament I played on was a 9-foot that just shot absolutely terrible. So I've got 18 games, still a preliminary, but it's a 333. But if you put me on a bar box, I'm playing closer to the 600. Yeah. Right, where I'm beating a lot of the 600.
Table has a lot to do with it. Opponents, you know, all of that has a lot to do with
it.
But,
I mean, it's only 18 games. You need about 500 before you're really, truly set, I guess.
Right. So Stacy's here. She's tucked up behind that 6 ball. I know that she's looking towards that corner.
That's tough there. I don't think she can get that much angle on it.
Little shot here. Let's see.
She hit that good.
Yeah, it fell right in. And there she goes. She's in flow. You know, this is what I like to call flow. You know, we saw her do an incredible kick on the 8 ball in the game earlier, and now she's getting the rolls. She's in flow. She's in her confidence. And this is what playing in flow is. You know, some people are like, man, they got all the rolls or they got all the breaks. More than that, they're in flow. Yep. They're in flow. And so they're playing comfortably. They're playing relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed, back is relaxed.
Yeah, in flow or in stroke. Yeah, they're doing. Yeah,
they're in flow. Right.
So she's got a little weird angle on this. It's going to take her into those other couple balls there.
She'll need to slide it and try to hit that foot rail and come 2 rails to be able to get it back into that corner. That's at least what I would be doing. Almost a little low, almost like a little draw to slide it back over.
Unless she can almost stop it right there, then she can just take a little more of a cut into the corner. But it's got that. I don't think she can. It's got looking at
angle,
it now.
Yeah, with the angle, that's not going to. And I would just honor the angle that she's at, throwing that little slide. she'll hit right past the center diamond and then just slide right back over.
You play that little bottom left-hand spin and come around that, two rails and out.
Right.
Playing against Sean Putnam. He's a good shot.
And just like that.
Unless it goes in there. Yeah, that's nice.
And there it is. Right there.
It must be tight the way she's looking at it. Hard for us to tell from this far away in this angle.
I think it'll pass. The pockets are very forgiving. I think it'll pass through there. There comes a point when you are eagle-eyed and you're visualizing it all the way in. And I think if she does that, this ball's going in.
Yeah, we're too high to see anything from our other camera.
All right, so Maria comes up to the table and has a huge opportunity right here to create some havoc for Stacy.
Not sure if that 8-ball still goes by or not, but
it is hard to see. I think the 11 is clipping it a little bit here. Certainly, if she's shooting it into opposite corner, it probably does go.
If it doesn't go into this right-hand corner, she's sort of got a free shot here.
Right. I don't know if I would be shooting at one of these tables down here on the head rail just to keep the cue ball in a more kind of more straight angled here. She still left her okay.
I think now if I'm Stacy, you do not want to break up those other two balls off the rail. They're tough. I think I roll up and maybe just clip off the left-hand side of this 8-ball.
Right. Right, exactly. Maybe even, well, I don't think that it passes by the 11. And if she's clipping it on the
if not, you take it the other way.
Right. Right, exactly. The situation here is that Maria has a lot of toys to play with. She's got a lot of balls to move around. She has a lot of things that she can do. And there's a certain commitment that Stacy's going to have to make to making sure that she can manipulate, at the turns that she has, being able to move the 8-ball and yet not compromise the disadvantage that Maria's in, which she's got that 11 and 12 up stuck on the rail over there.
And Ted, to do events like that, we just need contacts of the events like that, or if you know who's running those, get them to contact us. We can definitely look at pricing out for everybody, all the different tournaments around. That is one of our busiest times of the year. I know last week of April we do have the CCS Western Canadians, which we stream, ref, and are the tournament directors at. So that's a busy event for us.
Double job for you guys, yeah.
With 60 tables at that event.
And there, good little chop. She left those ball. I mean, they're hittable, but still, you've got to do something with them. But certainly, getting Q Sports Live at your event is something that is worthwhile. I'm the one that told Vivian to get you guys over there at Atlantic City, because I met you guys in Vegas, and just great and great job. Always clean streaming, and I have a great appreciation for the fact that you offer it for free, because people need to see, and that this is how the sport's going to grow.
And this is the only way to grow it. People that whether you got if you're offering pay-per-view, and I know we talked to Vivian a fair bit there. I mean, it's nice to offer the pay-per-view to try to make some money back towards the tournament, but you're only going to get the hardcore pool followers pay for an event like that. You're not going to get any new blood or new people to come up. Whereas, like us streaming to, everybody always asks, why don't you stream to your own platform? Well, Facebook and YouTube reach the most people.
Right.
And you see everybody shares it, the stream out of the viewers we got, and it pops up on all their friends' timelines. And,
right.
Hey, that looks neat. Let's click and say, oh, I really like the look of that, or how do I get involved? And that's where you're going to bring in new people to watch, and that's where you got all our fans and viewers help by sharing that stream. And I mean, like we're watching the International 9-ball that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view. There's been like 18 or 19 people online viewing that, and that's got the top players and crazy.
Right.
But again, it was $60 for the week.
Yeah, that's
how many? You're not going to get. I refuse to pay for anything streaming anyway.
Right.
To watch. I mean, I'll wait till it comes out on YouTube or eventually gets released before I watch it. But
one of the big things about it is that it's inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, it's inspiration.
We get guys all the time that say, you know what, you guys got me to pick up my queue again. I haven't played, and I watch you guys because I love watching, and I've picked up the queue again. Come out. We love hearing that. I mean, that's what we want to do, is grow the game.
Absolutely.
And the big way to that is if all our viewers and everybody else get the kids involved is what we need. We need the juniors coming up because they're the ones that are going to grow the game. We need the next generation coming up playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Maria's got herself up at the table right here, and right now I'm looking to close this out. I'm not looking at anything less but than finishing this game. If I get out of line, I might consider doing a safety, but right now would be my walk of fire. I'm coming around this table, commanding that I'm ready to run this table out and close this match out.
And so you just left your opponent a chance at a bank here. I don't like that. Yeah. Try to run it out until you absolutely can't, then play safe.
Absolutely. She had her hooked behind the 9 on the rail anyway, which could have been a last-ditch safety right before the end. But there is a tremendous value in holding the table. And what I mean by that is Stacy has been at the table a lot.
Yep.
And Maria is sitting in that chair. She's been playing for a long time. Her body is getting cold. It's time for her to get up, walk around, get a better feel for the table. Get your arm going again. Get your stroke going again. Get back in the game. And not saying that she's not in the game, but I'm just saying get that energy around the table kind of going in your direction.
Yeah. And you know what? I watch a ton of pool, and what I love watching is snooker.
Right.
And you'll see all the time, I mean, in snooker you can be in your chair a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And you see some of these players that, even though the game's out of reach, where there's still balls, unless you concede the game, you can go up. I mean, even if your opponent's sitting at 100 points, there's still balls at the table. You see a lot of the times you see those players that's been in their chair, they'll come up and they're going to shoot the rest of those balls just to get a feel for the table and back in stroke. Right? And they'll only usually do that one game to get back. They're not going to do it every one, but that gets them back and gets them loose and keeps them going for the next game, because you're going to start off.
Right, exactly.
It all depends.
So you can be having sat like the way she's been sitting, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, this could have been a run, and why did you do a safety? If you're getting up and you feel that cold and you're not quite ready, it is a mental decision as well. So you have to have your mind and your body in ready to go, because if you are sitting, then you're ready to pull the trigger, and your body's like, nah, I'm not ready yet, and then all of a sudden you find yourself missing something. So
she didn't quite get over far enough there.
I've always felt, and this is, from observing a lot of people, watching some good players, watching some of the pros play as well, and that march, when they come up around the table, they're deciding, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? And in that decision, then that's the difference between, now the table's wide open, go ahead and run it, or no, I still need to put the brakes on one more time. But decide, come around the table open to that decision, because if you're playing in the finals, you have the skill set to do it.
Yeah,
that's what got you here.
Yep. Hey, Bernie, how you doing? Gonna have to come with a good stroke here if she's taking that 9 ball.
She's going to have to want to come back and kick off the side right there and to get back up on that 12 ball. This could be a little dynamic, right? You see how it was, we were trying to put too much tempo on the 9 ball. And even though got there, didn't really get there on the 12 ball.
Yeah, you can put a good stroke on that with a little bottom right on that cue ball, not hit it as hard and have the same reaction coming back and forth. Yeah.
So many times we get in a position where we feel like we really have to tempo up a ball. And that's really when you just have to stroke it really true. Like really be full in your stroke, but it doesn't mean more power.
And I'm sure I've done it and everybody else has when you want to put a little bit of draw on a ball and you're hitting it nice and soft and you hit it so true and it for how soft you hit it, it comes almost the full length of the table. And that's the kind of shot you need right there.
Absolutely. So now Stacy has jumped up to a 3-0 lead.
Is it 3-0?
I think it's 3, yeah. She's got the first one, got the second one. I believe it's 3. I believe it's 3.
I might have missed scoring one there.
We can double check. We can double check. This is, you know, I want to say this is huge, but Maria's already been in this spot earlier.
She's got no, just go up and shoot now.
Right, and she was in the same spot just in one of the earlier matches, and it didn't deter her at all, and I don't anticipate it to do the same thing right now. This is certainly where, for Stacy, you're looking at one more 8 ball, and I've done it. And right now is when you really buckle down.
Last game's the hardest one to win. You see everybody usually on, especially when you're way up like this. You don't get overconfident. This is the hardest game. Bear down and you know, just and there's a little balance there, because then you don't want to go to where you're retreated yourself so much, and now you're going to be playing safeties and you're going to get yourself out of stroke. You know, she's in stroke, she's in flow right now. She needs to run that, but certainly right now and on this break especially, I'm looking to command this break and try to run out. Yeah, I think it's only 2-0. I think that was the second game. We'll see. Got a couple of the viewers saying it was 2-0.
Okay, 2-0 then, 2-0. I thought no, it's 3. I don't know. I'll go double check. I know she kicked the 8 ball to 1, and then she made one on the side. I'll double check. I'll go double check the scorecard.
I think it could be 3-0.
Yeah. I'll go double check the scorecard.
Unless we get Ben Wander back over here quick. I don't know how he's doing. He's playing a 9-ball mini. Yeah, Joshua, we missed the odd score of the odd time. But we'll see. If Stacy wins this and they're shaking hands, we know it was 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I know that the first 8 ball was that kick.
Yeah.
And then there was, I believe there was a second, and then this was a third. But I don't know. We could be wrong. We're chit-chatting. We're talking about donuts. I could get distracted.
We'll check when we can.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Now, this table certainly presents its problems, though, because this is not going to be a quick one. This is not going to be a quick out right here for either one of them.
That's going to help with ball in hand, though. Yeah, Ben he went 4-0 against his first opponent in the 9-ball over there.
Alrighty.
He's tough to beat. He's by far got the highest Fargo rating in the room.
Okay, Charlie, so I'm going to go with you. It's 2-0. Okay.
Ben can win us some dinner money, maybe. These two played earlier. Yeah, it was Stacy that knocked Maria to the B side of the tournament, or loser side. This is the ladies' championship match. Maria does have to win 2. It is a true double dip. That 6-3 must be wired down there. That top left corner. That 7 only goes to that top left too. I'm surprised she started down here with ball in hand.
Yeah, you know, I was taught to play in a pattern, you know, to try to avoid that up and down on the table as much as possible.
Yeah, you start at one end or your trouble end and clear everything out down there and then move down.
Right. I mean,
the more you got to move that cue ball back and forth, the more trouble you can get in.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then addressing your problems right away, addressing that immediately, or coming into that as quickly as you can. Really trying to set the stage for then you get going and you don't have to stop. There's not a stopping point.
Well, you see a lot of the top level players, and especially the pros, if they got a trouble ball in there, it's either the first or second shot they're going into that area somehow, trying to develop that. You're not waiting to the second last or last shot to where if you do go into that and it stays in trouble or something freezes up or after and you got to break it out again, if that's your last ball, you're in trouble. That's where you see a lot of the guys lose the match because they've opened everything up on the table.
Right.
And they run into trouble or they run out of balls to use to get to that point. And then you've left your opponent with nothing in the way.
Right.
Or an easy safe somewhere to get ball in hand back. Yeah, and Ben's one to say he plays aggressive. You hear Ben say all the time, you play aggressive until you have to play safe. Like you see a lot of people play safe, where they could have easily got out.
Right.
It's a confidence level. Yeah.
Is their game plan. For a lot of people, safe is their game plan, and for me, if I get hung up in a safety game and I click into safety mode, then when it's time for me to pull the trigger, I've got to stop myself a little bit because that automatic response, let me fire in the hole, bam, and I'm either gonna not stroke it right, I'm not gonna be standing right, something, because my mind is switched over to this soft, passive.
You sound like me, Joshua. I don't know how many 7-ball runouts I got down to that 8-ball and mess it up or I've done something wrong.
Welcome to pool.
Yeah.
Welcome to pool.
I'm spending too much time behind the computer instead of in front of it playing lately. So.
Right. A great little combo. She comboed that 6-3 and 3 in the corner here, and just kind of hung up a little bit right here. Right now, I'd be interested in popping that 5-ball off the rail, even if that's just my little clip, leaving the cue ball back on the foot rail. I'd want to be popping that 5-ball.
Yeah,
she's going to try to kick it into the pocket.
See, I almost, from where she is, it's almost a free shot. Play a little draw and try that 7 into this left-hand side. You're going to leave yourself down there for the 5, but and not give up too much if you do miss that. But this is, don't think you're going to give up too much as long as you hit it.
All right. Got a little clip on it.
It is blocking the 9-ball now, but still tough to get to that 5. What is the website for Bob Danielson Cues?
We can find that out for you.
There it is. bdcuesandcomics.com. How you doing over there? Good? Have you won it all yet?
First 2, but they're still not done the first patch on the other track.
What? Race to 4 and 9-ball and they're not done. No.
good little shot right here on the 10, and she's looking to shoot down the table right here. It's a little hang up between the 15 and the 14 that are kind of hung up together. Let's see how she plays this out.
There's the link master, David Wilson.
Lots of traffic on the end of the table over there. Lots of traffic over there. Lots going on.
I'm not sure what she's looking at. I think that 15 will go on the side.
I do, and I think that's what I would be playing right now. I'd be trying to clip that 15 off.
You're not leaving a whole lot if you miss it. There's still lots of work there for Stacy, but it frees up that. Although that combo might be wired, but that's probably her easiest option. She's looking at shooting the 11, which is tied up the 6.
Right.
You do not want to free your opponent's ball at the moment.
Right. Exactly so. Yeah. You know, it clipped that 14 and it just moved a line just a tiny bit.
She hit the 14 first, yeah.
Right. It clipped that and it just moved the line just a little bit. Otherwise, and that would have been good. I think it put her in a good position.
Yep.
Put her in a good position.
You know how loud that sounds in the mic if you're close to that.
There's a song that sounds just like that.
Yeah.
It's Papa Top. Yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us and appreciate you watching with us and supporting Q Sports Live and also Billiard Tournament as well. We appreciate you. And
you guys are going to have to tune in for that Tornado Open. That's the who's of who of pool, especially the ladies division. Looking at the players, registered players list there.
Absolutely, yes. I'll be the tournament director of that event. You might catch me a little bit on there as well, coming in and saying hi to you as well. Yeah. But it really is. In the women's, it is pretty much the top 20, almost all of the top 20. The men's is garnering some of the best from all around the world. Efren Reyes, Shane Van Boning.
Efren's number 1 on that list,
Justin,
and I saw that. And I mean,
Jason Shaw. I mean, these guys are. I mean, Carlo Beato, William Camanco. I mean, great players. Great pool. Coming up in a little over a week and a half, just under 2 weeks at the Tornado Open. And it'll be streamed here, Q Sports Live.
Yeah.
Right.
We got a full field of 128 amateurs.
The men amateur, I'm so proud of them. That field was filled up like it was.
And I think there's a waiting list there too.
There is a waiting list. The women's amateur filled up as well. I'm very happy for that. There's spots available in the pro Scotch, which is actually it's an open Scotch. It's a 9-foot tables, 10-ball Scotch, but that's open to all kind of players. Anyone can get into that. Pro men and pro women, there's still some spots available.
That's where we're trying to get him to play.
Let's get in. Get in. Yeah, Mike. Jason is really cool. He's a very nice person. Super nice.
Jason Shaw, Mika Emmenen, Thorsten Holman, Chris Melling, Shane Van Boning, Barry McLean, who's actually out of Winnipeg, Canada.
Yeah.
We've seen him lots. John Mora, Efren Reyes, we've got Paul Pachi out of Vancouver, Canadian. Warren Kiamko, Mike Duchesne, Dennis Orcola. Yeah, the list is just amazing.
Yeah, really
Tom
is.
Kennedy, Billy Thorpe.
So please join us at the Tornado Open.
The ladies is more impressive, I think.
For sure. Guy Young Kim.
Yeah, Vivian, Mary Rankin, Brittany Bryant, Jennifer Chen, Barbara Lee, Monica Webb, Allison Fisher, Don Hopkins, Ava Lawrence, Lori John Hansen, just Jennifer Beretta. The list goes on and on. Kelly Fisher, Jasmine Ocean, Emily Duddy, Erin McManus is a good friend of ours, Karen Kaur, Janet Atwell, Karuko, Veronique Menard. Yeah, it's just an amazing. I see some qualifiers in here. Is there some qualifying events?
There's some events that are bringing in qualified players. There are different areas of the country that those names are still needing to be added in there for those finalists. So that list is still building. Some of the Scotch doubles teams are outstanding.
Oh.
Are outstanding for sure.
Yeah, and just you got Vivian and Dennis Orcola playing.
That's going to be tough.
Oh, Jason Shaw and Kelly Fisher's another one. Billy Thorpe, Lori John Hansen.
You know, the ones that I love to see is these right here where they are to be announced. I think that Allison Fisher's
He's
partner.
playing with John Mora, I think. Yeah. So
it's kind of like
we know John.
secret.
We know John really well, right? He's
right.
he's so
secret, not so secret.
Yeah, and then another one that's really good is Shane Van Boney and Brittany Bryant. Brittany's a really good friend of ours too, right? So yeah. It's. Yeah, that's sort of one of my dreams, to even be in to view one of these events in the stands, and we get to stream it. So
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
absolutely at the very first event. The tournament box was really high, so I got to see all of the matches that were in the streaming tables, the 4 streaming tables in the middle, and so Ga Young Kim is playing Allison Fisher, and Allison left her this incredible safety on the end of the table. The 1 ball is up against the rail. The 9 ball is right around where the spot is. Ga Young calls the 9. Now, mind you, a 9 ball, you don't have to do that. She calls the 9. She brings out her jump cue. She jumps the length of the table, banks the 1 into the 9, and the 9 goes in the side pocket, and she called it.
crazy.
She called it. And at that, and I just sat back down behind my computer. I was like, this is too much. This is too much. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, that stream is going to make a lot of people. I don't see Roberto Gomez on there. He is amazing. He's so funny, Roberto. We've had him on the stream a couple times. He's a character.
There's a lot of players that we're still expecting to sign up.
And
there's a couple of tournaments that are still ongoing.
And you look at the guys, they're procrastinators.
Right, exactly. Right. So we don't feel that that's in any way that they won't be there. Certainly we don't know until next week. When
and I'm sure they're looking, or they got their friends looking, seeing their spaces open.
Right.
So they'll be last minute. I'm sure it'll be close to full. I mean, with that kind of money, $100,000 added, so everything there is amazing.
Right. So getting back over here to Maria and Stacy. Maria trying to get herself on the board right here. A little clip on this 13, and I think she should be able to come into that cluster right there with the 5-4.
It's a repeat.
I thought she was going to hit it and come in on that rail right there and give herself some room.
Yeah. I think that was a foul there, Ben just pointed out.
Well, the players have to call their fouls.
That's right.
I mean, we can see it here. It's kind of like on football when we're like, no, he was out. And if the ref doesn't see it and the ref doesn't call, or if the players don't call it, then there's, we can sit here and debate it, but there's nothing we can do.
No, and we said that quite often. I didn't see it. Ben pointed out to me, and we're lucky because we got our tablet where we follow along with the comments. Right. It's gone at about a 15-20 second delay, so we get a replay. I do have live replay I can do on this, but for this I don't have it enabled. We will have that enabled for the Tornado Open because there's going to be some
phenomenal shots.
Some replay worthy.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is, this is still the player's responsibility to call the refs when they feel that's necessary and to call the fouls. And not necessarily the player to call the foul on themselves. It is the opponent and needs to be watching the match. And sometimes you can be in the zone and something right in front of you just passes you by. And you're just focused on getting back up to the table, or what are you going to do? And it'll happen right in front of you. You just don't see it.
And this is our little smaller system we have with us. When we go down there, we're bringing our tower computer, bigger monitor. We got a bigger soundboard, so we got 3 headsets. We can have guests come in and out, and
good,
so
good.
it's
good. Well, you should expect some of the very best of the pro commentators in there.
Oh yeah, we were talking to Vivian saying anybody we can get sit in would be
absolutely.
That's a great way for us to ask for autographs as they're coming to sit down with us too. So
that's every time somebody asks me a question, I hand them my Sharpie and they sign.
Oh, we have our little. We actually have little Q Sports Live vinyl banners that are this big with our logo and stuff in them, and I know we've got some of like our signatures because a lot of our fans like souvenirs and they can buy them, take them around. We're going to take a bunch of those down and see if we can collect some signatures, because every tournament we go to, especially that we got any of the pro players, because I've watched bowl for 25 years, I've been a huge fan, and being as far up in Canada, we don't get any of the pro tournaments or very little pro, and I haven't before never traveled enough around to see any of the big events that got just any signature I can get. I got banners all over the place that I can. So
good.
And this is sort of a who's who of like a dream tournament to be
to have everybody under one roof is very rare, and
I heard that's really quite the venue there too with that casino.
Oh yeah, it's a brand new hotel. Yes, this is Stacy and Maria played each other earlier in the winner's side, and Stacy put Maria in the one-loss side, and here they are again playing for the finals. Really nice safety. She's got Stacy tied up right here. 6 on the rail, 5-4 in a little bit of a lock. Not too much to do right there.
We do look at the chat most of the time. When it's normally Ben and I here, that's all we're doing is interacting with the chat. But when we get guest commentators in, we like to talk about the different events and different venues and stuff that we got coming up, and that they know these players. So if we miss some of your comments, I'm sorry, but normally we do read along and watch and answer.
And again, these girls are playing for the finals, so I don't think that they're playing off of tempo as much as they're playing in a very diligent way.
Yeah. And I think this is the first time I've seen you comment, Corral, if I pronounce that right. But if you ask any of our regular viewers, we love interacting. We interact with everybody all the time. So just to answer your question, we do read all the comments and follow along and interact.
Now that little chip right there, and she's tied up that 6 ball now with the 11, so it's kind of worked as a double-edged sword right there for both of them. I don't think that she has a way to chip out that 6 out of that problem. I think Maria can clip off the 11 here off the rail with a little bit different angle.
And they are playing for a big amount of money here too, so that's why they're taking their time, making sure they're. Yeah. It is scheduled for.
Oh wow! Great shot in the side, coming down with a really nice tempo, trying to get down back to that 13, and a very unfortunate scratch. I don't think she was looking for that at all. Trying to catch a little bit of that side rail to get that angle on the 13 to clip out the 11, and ball ends up going in the side pocket.
I'm not sure if that 11-6. How much space is in between those, or if they're frozen dead.
They're pretty tight.
Yeah.
They're pretty tight. It's pretty tight.
I don't know if they're lined up for either one to go on the corner or not, but
I might actually be shooting the 4 into that. So
that's
at
what I mean.
least
To sink the
I'll be
6 or pop the
blocking,
6
right.
over. Yeah.
Right, and push the 6 to block, or to
That's
open it
why
up in that
from
way.
here it looks like, and that with that big pocket, he hit that soft enough. I think that 6 goes in.
Right, right. Now what I see right here is that that cue ball is going to get into that danger zone, too much into that pocket there, and even if it doesn't scratch, it's just funny shooting out of the pocket area. You know, it just gets funny out of there.
That is a very good
Great
save, though.
safety. Great safety.
But that just, she could, again, that's an extra safety. I don't think she needed to play there.
Yeah, right.
And now she's put that 13 could
right.
be in the way of that 4 to 11 6
right,
combo that
right,
she
exactly. So it's a complicated, little complicated.
Although if she does get ball in hand, if none of these balls are moved for the positions they are in, she can run that 5 into the corner, follow through, and bump that 6 towards the corner.
Right.
With nice shape on the 4, if depending on how it adds up.
So she's looking to give her ball in hand right here, clipping into that 5, and she's going to move balls over.
Yeah.
Tie her up, and that was
That's
great.
a smart
That's
shot.
a great comeback, because now there's some issues.
What I do here now is take the ball and bump the 11, leave behind the 6, 11 right up to the 13.
Right.
Leave yours wide open to where you can sink, sitting right in behind.
Right. Right. I'm not sure that she would be able to bank, only because the angle, I think that 11 is before it, and to make a good hit,
Yeah.
I think that might be a little tough. It would definitely double kiss, and I don't think that that's an option. But let's see how she plays this out right here. She's calling a safety right here. Let's see how this works out. What I'm afraid of is that 11 is going to come off the rail.
Yeah.
And right. See, so now she just freed up one of her balls, and yeah, she didn't give her much to look at, but it's out of the open.
Yeah. Well, now she's going to tap the 6 back up to the 11, I think.
Right. Right, to hook it back up there. Yeah.
Although, depending on how that's frozen on there, it makes it tough to do. This is really hard to control if it's frozen to hit that soft enough without overhitting it.
Right.
Or underhitting it, trying to hit it perfect.
Yeah.
I think she can get through and sink these now. If you can start, I don't know if it'll fit in behind. It's hard to see from this angle, but if you can get that cue ball in between the 11 and the rail, start with the 5 and then 6 out.
Right.
That's over.
Right. Right.
And she can. You just want to make sure you're dead frozen the rail after hitting that 5 ball.
Right, right, exactly. And
that's why I like moving it a little closer to the 5 than where it is. There's a little less chance of it popping out.
Right, right. Just being really, really dead on it. The thing is that here she says, okay, I'm going to go for this. I'm all in. And so it needs to be
and
really
bridging
precise.
That much.
Right.
And I think she...
to come in really precise and really be able to close it out.
Yeah. You know, it looked like it rolled off there a little bit. But she's aiming at it like she's got it. Gonna make sure you come far enough to get clear that 13 and not too far to get behind that 8 ball.
Great shot, great stroke,
Nice.
great shot, really nice.
I wouldn't
really,
try
really
to
nice.
wouldn't try to do too much here. Just draw it out and take the seat in this bottom left as we're looking at it.
Right. Right. Just be really simple.
This is the ACS.
Right. And again, this is the women's final, and men's matches are coming up after this. I think that there are some matches that are pending the finishing and closing out of other things, and men's match will be coming up right after this.
Jeff, this is the ladies' final. This is the championship match of the ladies. These are the last two ladies playing. Oh no, thought she missed that for a minute. I wasn't looking at the screen where I might have a better view. I was looking down. It looked like she hit that wide.
Right, so now we are 3-0.
Nope, both these ladies are playing equal. I think there was maybe
there's advanced players that were giving games out earlier.
So
those advanced players have been knocked out.
So yeah, there wouldn't have been advanced. The odd advanced player would have raced to 5, where these ladies raced to 4. But these two ladies are in the championship match. You're either racing to 5 or 4. There's only a few 5s, I believe, in the ladies.
Right, right.
Same with the guys. There wasn't a whole lot of 6s that I saw. Yeah,
right, exactly.
And this is a so-called open handicap tournament, so there isn't different divisions. There's just a one-game handicap based on your ranking.
Right, right. So Maria's coming up, and she's in a position where she's been playing all day. She's got some long matches behind her, and still quite a fight ahead of her right here. This match, I think I would be, you know, and excuse me if it isn't the best idea, but right now I'd just be, you know, kind of going for it.
Yep,
you know,
go for it.
Like,
you got nothing to lose anymore.
I've got nothing to lose. I've been having fun. I've played well. I've done well, and I kind of let that go, and I might even play a little bit better. And not that she's been playing bad. Stacy has been playing really good.
Yeah.
It's not nobody's playing bad, but there's certainly a spot where you're just like, okay, you know what? Okay, I've done really, really good, and this game I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go.
So we got James. There is no patching of the corner or marking the pocket. It's just call pocket.
Right. And again, this ball's kind of cluttered up back towards the break spot. And right here on the men's side, Rudy Sanchez and Frankfurt Jr.
Starting the men's B-side final. So I'm going to go to the split screen just because it is the losers final.
And Rudy has been just shooting lights out. I've been glancing over a couple of times at some of the matches he's been in, and he's really playing well, just shooting really, really well. This is going to be a good matchup between these two great shooters. Here's a special guest with us right here. Special guest Kwanya Watson is coming in, the third place winner. Third place winner Kwanya Watson coming into the booth.
Well, you'd won. Was it? Did you win last year? Was it?
Yeah, she's a Texas State champion. Yes, yes.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Wound up winning the Scotch this time.
Yeah, I won the Scotch doubles, and
Yeah,
our team.
you started off good.
Our team begins
Third
tomorrow.
is nothing to be ashamed of either.
No, you know what? It's great, and the play today was really good.
So, is this the hot seat match with Frank?
No, this is the B-side final, losers final. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So,
the third place match. Yeah.
the other gentleman, what's his name?
Rudy Sanchez.
No, Rudy Sanchez and Frank Guerrero, yeah.
All right.
But then we have Roger Sin, right? Roger Sin.
Rogers. Yeah.
Oh,
He's waiting. Yeah.
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I think it went hill, didn't it? I was
Yeah, it
playing
did.
my
Yeah,
match. I was
it did.
kinda-
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Very great players right there. Those
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. It's going to be a great coming into the men's final, just like the women. Both sides, both tournaments for men and women's was really outstanding play. Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Yeah. Kwanya's gonna join me down there at the Tornado Open. She's playing in the women
Nice.
amateur, so we'll have a San Antonio girl down there
Yeah, we got
representing for Texas.
A few people from Canada coming down to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. Again, there's a little bit, a lot of traffic at the end of the table. A lot of traffic. Let's see if Maria can get herself going right here.
That was a nice break and run by Frank on that left-hand table.
Made it look easy, right?
We're going to have split screen while they're both playing, and when the other ones are racking, we'll flip back and forth. But these both being the championship match and the B-side final, third place, we'll go to the split screen so we can see both. These guys are on the left aren't going to take very long. They're going to be running racks back and forth the way they've been shooting. Not a very good cue ball by Frank on the left-hand table there. He's got it frozen against the back rail here. Didn't control that too well on the break.
You know, one thing I can tell you that I really admire about Frank's game is that after his break, he takes this time to decide his pattern.
Yep.
And again, we see all of the really good players, great players.
Take a walk around the table.
They're mapping out their road to victory every single time, and he's really diligent about that. Even what it looks like, it's like, oh, well, that's just this, and that. Like the rest of us might just jump on and keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And he takes time to really see how everything is going to play out.
That's a smart shot.
A great little safety right here, forcing his opponent to have to create something in this rack. There's an issue. You've got 2-ball, 4-ball tied up over there with the 15 on the right-hand rail. So he's not the one that wants to deal with that. Let his opponent do that. Let's see what Rudy can do with this. And gives it right back to him, puts the ball right back up on the rail again. He's got a couple of shots on the solids. He does. But again, takes his time to decide what he's going to do. He's not in a hurry to figure it out.
To table 25, I need James, Carlos, Ed, Raul, Joe, Jim, Melvin, and Ricky go to table 25 for the main tournament. 8-ball main tournament. James, Carlos, Ed.
Actually came off a little bit off of his cue ball. Little clip off the side right there. Knocking out that 15, but still tied up the 2 and 4 ball.
There's a better look at it there, but we'll go back to split screen. Maria's about to shoot.
She's got that 10 ball. There's a lot of traffic around the 8 ball. I really don't like that. I don't like that she's only got 1 ball left to have to kind of work through that. Even some of those shots are just kind of limping in.
Best she can do here is
can
try to
right
park
here.
that over a pocket.
Right. Right now, this is just there's a lot of traffic, and there's so many options to get herself in a tough predicament right here. Hi, Russell. Thank you for joining. We've got some great matches on right now, so thank you for joining us. And thank you for everybody who's staying with us and following the matches and listening to us chat and say a couple of great things and talk about what we love.
Thank you for sitting in. That's your second.
Absolutely.
Well, you did quite a good stint there earlier.
Yeah, thank you.
With these ladies' matches. So
thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really
let
get
us
a kick
take a
out
little
of it.
break, Ben, and I ran for some lunch.
I get a real kick out of it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. One time, the very first time that I ever commentated was a little hometown tournament that Vivian had put on just out of one of the pool halls. This was a really small tournament. And there was some people that came in and wanted to stream one of the tables. And we were like, well, let's try this, see what it's like. And so they give me the microphone, and they said, well, interview somebody. Well, I get Vivian, and I'm interviewing her. And so as I'm interviewing her, and I'm asking her questions, and hey, this and that, and and so I'm asking her questions. She's not answering me. She's like, wow. You could do, she's telling me you could do this and you can do that. I'm like, Vivian, we're in an interview. I'm trying to be serious, man. Don't, pretend like you don't know me.
Yeah. Well, we had her up in Calgary at the Ashton Twins Classic there, and we got her on the mic up there.
Yeah.
And
she's crazy.
She talks fast and furious. That's the tornado right there. Yep.
Yeah.
No, she's great to have on the mic. And we'd actually talk to her about streaming her event if she was interested up there, and she had plans to do it all herself. And we were surprised, and it was just awesome that she gave us a call to do it. So that was
absolutely. Yeah, we in a couple of the meetings that we had, and I had just come back from Vegas. Our team had won the national 9-ball championship of Vegas, ACS. And I told her, man, these guys are so good. I mean, if you haven't done any contracts yet, you need to talk to them because they're really, really great guys, and they did a great job. And so I'm so happy you guys are joining us.
Yeah.
And watching from Saudi Arabia, awesome. Welcome to Texas, and welcome to the Texas ACS Texas State 8-ball Championship.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We got viewers from 62 countries around the world that follow us.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And that's probably coming up on early morning or middle of the night over there. It's tomorrow already over there, I bet.
Wow, that's terrific. That is terrific. Thank you so much. So right now, Stacy is in command of this table on the women's side. It's sitting on the right-hand side of your screen. Maria is she's in 1-ball hell. That's what we talked about that earlier. She's in 1-ball hell.
I always want more balls on the table.
Right. She's in 1-ball hell, and Stacy is doing a great job of controlling this. And to be really honest with you, right now, me and Maria's position, I'm moving balls out of the way. I'm going to take those fouls to intentionally move balls or pocket them so that I can begin to eliminate this control that she has over the table.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, she wants her ball. Best way if you got one ball left is have it parked over a pocket so you can jump or kick at it easy. And that's assuming the 8 ball is going to be open for you to get at too, right? That's It's. I mean, you see a lot of amateur pool players or less experienced think, "Oh, Maria's winning here. She's only got one ball left."
Right.
No.
Right.
No. You do
no,
not want just one ball left.
Maria,
you want more options.
Absolutely, absolutely. She is unfortunately not in control of the match right now. It certainly is in Stacey's control because she has the advantage of all those blocks.
3 a.m. over in Saudi Arabia. Well, thank you very much for staying up and
I hope
getting
that
up
you're
early
not.
and
I hope
watching
you're
us.
not coming home late.
Yeah.
I hope you're not coming home late and you're just getting up early. Okay, great kick on the 10. There's no rail. Again, there's a lot of weapons that Stacey can use. I probably still would have tried to manipulate the balls just to stop having them get in my way, open up the table a little bit, and kind of force her to begin to run, to force her to that.
And again, if I'm Stacey now, you're running out here.
Right.
You got ball in hand.
Right.
You break that 8 out with using the 6 right now.
Right. You know, right now is the time that you're going to catch your breath. The 7 ball, getting that out of the way, and I'm looking to run right here because I want to close this out.
Yeah.
I want to close this out. These balls are close enough to the pocket. There's nothing difficult. If I can chip off that 7, I'm good. I'm golden, and I would go ahead and take it.
It's a tough cut in the side on the left-hand table here for
exactly.
Rudy. Yeah.
He's looking to chip that 8 ball into the side pocket. This is going to be a beautiful shot if he just tips into the corner.
Congratulations, women. Second chance tournament. Second place, Sophia Lopez. First place, Sandra Mello. Women's second chance.
Again, now Stacey took ball in hand, took that other ball that was wide open out. You got to break that 8 ball out right now.
Yeah, I see that the 7 ball would have been screaming, and I know that I have so many mentors that would have been screaming at me too.
But I'm not sure, even with ball in hand, you might have been able to shoot the 7 directly in that. It's hard to tell from this angle, but again, she's run out of options here to break that out.
Right. I think if she shoots into the 6, it's going to bypass that. I don't think she's going to clip that 8-7 right there. And again, once again, as she's running out, as she's eliminating her options to do it,
she's leaving it on her last ball to break it out. It
makes it real exact. And as soon as you're shooting into an exact result, you're tying yourself up.
Yeah.
You're tying yourself up.
Although she's got lucky there that she'd left it tied up because she missed that shot, but you got to have the confidence that you're going to run out, and that's the first ball you got to break out, especially the ball in hand. If you want to go ahead.
I'm going to go, okay?
You go. If you want to go, you go right ahead. We're
All
no
right,
problem.
Okay. I thank everybody so much for checking in.
Yeah.
I hope to hear and see you all tomorrow. I'm going to be playing in the teams.
Okay. Yeah.
So make sure to put us on the streaming table.
Yeah.
My team is badass.
You got to talk to Shannon up there. He's
Okay,
the one
I'll talk over there. But
Yeah.
I thank everybody for joining in and watching these beautiful matches. I want everyone to stay tuned and stay with Q Sports Live right here on Facebook. They're doing a fantastic job. And be watching for me tomorrow playing in the teams, and also be with us for the Tornado Open in Atlantic City.
That's going to be the best pool of the year down there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much for letting me sit in.
Thank you so much for sitting in.
Thank you very, very much. And again, I appreciate all of you. And please keep watching because we have so many matches and teams, and you're going to see me tomorrow on the streaming.
Yeah. Good luck in the teams tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Ben is playing, Guy. He's not in this, no. He's not allowed. You have to be playing a Texas ACS league Ben is playing in a 9-ball mini tournament right now, and oh, she's awesome. And so appreciate her sitting in. She is the tournament director of that Tornado Open Vivian Villarreal's tournament coming up November 7th to 11th. We're going to be streaming that out of Atlantic City, New Jersey in the Hard Rock Hotel. Ben is showing some of these guys what Canadian pool's like.
He's like, you want to split? I'm like, no, it's my break.
Oh, nice. Ben just won his second mini.
I thought about it for a second, and I was like, wait, I'm like a 95% favorite, but they beat my break at 9-ball, right?
Ben was just saying he was hill in the final match with a guy, and the guy's asking him to split or chop, but it was Ben's break, and Ben's like, yeah, no, it's my break, and breaks and runs. Take the money. Nice job. He's 2 for 2 in the mini tournaments.
Entered another one too. They got some $50 McDermott's half price over there. I might buy one for my dad. It's his birthday in a couple weeks. I was looking online. They're like $70 online.
Or if you want to get him something better through billiard wholesalers, no?
He just wants something cheap just to bang balls around downstairs.
Actually, don't. I got something better at home, brand new for him.
His birthday's not until the 21st.
Yeah. $300 brand new. I'll give it to you for $100 if you're good with that, or if you want one of those. But it's better than it's McDermott.
That like special shaft.
I-Core.
Yeah. Count me in.
I think it's the I-Core on there.
Yeah, because those are just, they're 13 mil. My dad's a snooker player, so like he would hate it.
I believe it's the I-Core. I think it's the one that's got the I.
As long as it's not 13 mil, which it probably isn't. Either way, he just
Oh,
wants
we might even have a Danielson that'll fit it.
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't do that in Oklahoma. What's that? Ben win a tournament? Taking all the Texas cash. I think Ben would win some in Oklahoma too. Ben is going to be my favorite in almost any room we're in, unless it's pro players.
Unless it's a Tornado Open. I'm not the favorite
He'll still be my favorite player playing.
player.
Yeah.
Not favorite to win.
Yeah. He was. He went through undefeated yesterday. It was a race to 2 in the 8-ball. Mini. He didn't lose a game. Let alone see the B side. I think it was single elimination anyway. Yeah. So we got Frank up 2-0 on the left-hand table. That's the B side final there. The guys. We're in the championship match of the ladies with Stacy leading 3-0. She is at the table shooting that 7-ball. Very nice shot. She is going to have to come with a draw shot on that 6-ball. I don't know if you saw her there, she's taking a big breath. Lining that up. Just all you need to do is draw this back about 2 or 3 inches and she's good. She left it fairly safe, but I can see a safety coming behind that 8-ball. Well, I'm sure we just need to get a tournament in Oklahoma and we'll be down there. Bring a few Canadian rookies down to teach the Southerners a few things about some pool. Hopefully. Frank's looking good here again. He's got a bit of a stretch here, though. Oh, it went off the ball, but he's plugging the pocket, but I can see him being put in jail here. That was a nice hit. You just need to find a tournament that's willing to... On which one? So 3-1, Stacy leading. So where is Key Sports Live off to next? Ben and I fly home Monday night. We're back in town and we fly out Thursday morning. Grant and I are on our way to Niagara Falls in the APA-CPA border battle. Ben and Stephanie will be on their way to Montreal on Thursday morning to do the NAPT Montreal event. Then Stephanie's flying home to Calgary. Ben's flying down to Philadelphia to meet up with Grant and I. We're driving from Niagara Falls down to Atlantic City, New Jersey, where we're going to be doing the Tornado Open November 7th through the 11th. And then we fly directly, after that event, we fly from Philadelphia to Nanaimo, BC, out on Vancouver Island to do the Vancouver Island CCS Championships. And then finally we get back home November 19th. Will be almost 3 months away from home for me. I finally get to come home. I've been gone almost straight through since August. Nice hit. Not a bad lead by Frank on the left-hand table there. Yeah, it's been a crazy run, and then it continues after Christmas into January. We're all over the place. Yes, I've been. The three of them been driving me nuts. I'm not that advanced yet.
I like having something to fiddle with.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing, right?
Clicking the pen.
That's I've been throwing those three things around the whole time. Got some wood poker chips in front of us to keep us occupied. Rudy's looking good to get out here now. When flying, how do we transport our cues? When is the Vancouver tournament? That is November. Sorry. Let me look here. We're November 14th to the 18th is the Vancouver Island Championships. I have a 12 by 24 dealer travel case that we transport our cues in. 12 butts, 24 shafts. Yeah, sure. Well, I bought Ben's birthday beers yesterday. He's buying me a beer now, so I guess it's beer o'clock. Oh, she really got lucky there. She didn't stroke that quite good enough. She got lucky to keep that cue ball on the table. See you in Vancouver. I got everything cataloged, video, pictures, and I got a nice lock on that case, so. I don't drink very often, Guy. Ben has his daily beers. I don't, and I'm only having one or two here. I don't drink very often or very much. We're still working on that, Kevin, and it's going to turn into it's not a raffle. It'll be a contest or giveaway, is what we got to call it. But we should have that sorted out in the next couple of weeks here. Normally, if you got a team traveling somewhere, like if you're going to Vegas, you got 4 or 5 team members with cues. If somebody's got a hockey bag, throw all the cases in the hockey bag. They all fit in there. That's a good way to travel with multiple cue cases. And then you just got one bag, one big bag. I missed who won that last one. I think it was. Did Rudy run that last one out, guys? Sorry, I missed that on the left-hand side. I've flew through O'Hare a couple times now with no issues. But it again, like I said, it does have a lock on it. The ACS tournament here, you have to play in a Texas ACS league to play in the state championship. As far as the Vegas tournament goes, the ACS, you have to play in an ACS league and have a certain number of weeks in. That goes for VNEA, BCA, any of those, APA. I'm sure you have to play in a league and have weeks in to play in the tournaments. If you're interested in a league in your area, you can go to the ACS website and look up. They do have Find a League link in there that'll give leagues around America. You said the concession's closing? That's early. Although there's not that many people in here. Go get some free popcorn. Yeah, we haven't done any of the VNA state stuff. Been asked to price a few out, but yeah, as far as playing in the ACS Texas here, you have to play in a ACS Texas league. I know in Louisiana they have a few players from Louisiana here that travel to play in the league, so being right next door. Yeah, we've used a hockey bag before to travel, but now I got two of these big dealer cases. I got two 12 by 24 cases that you can fit the whole team's cues in, or all of my cues in one of them. Give one to the team and I fill one. Make sure I got a cue for every shot. Yeah, we were close, but it all, again, like Ben was just saying, a hockey bag and the cases might be over 50 pounds. It all depends. If your whole team's got 4 by 8 cases and that many cues, you're going to be overweight. But my 12 by 24 here with its full actually holds 24 shafts, but I think I got 27 or 28 in it right now, because you can fit a few extras in this one. It's sitting at about 30 pounds worth of cues, 35 pounds, somewhere in around there. But it's nice. It's got backpack straps. It did have nice stand on it till the WestJet guys snapped the bottom off of it. That's cool, Barry. Should get us to come down and stream that. Although mid-March we were in Niagara Falls for the CCS Nationals. It's usually the second week of March. Yep, Stacy's got a chance to win this here on the right-hand table. If you know who runs that or who organizes that, Barry, get them to get in touch with us. We can work something out to stream it. Did we miss a game over here? I don't know. No. One of those cues should be a Rick Duncan. Don't have a Rick Duncan case or cue. I got a few Prevail handcrafted. I got a Bob Danielson, a bunch of Bob Danielson SS360 shafts. I got a Jerry Olivier custom in there. We got a Dale Perry in there right now. I got a BK Rush. I got an OB. Yeah, that works too, Dwayne. That's how Ben flew out to... there's the winner. Stacy wins the ladies championship. The new Texas State champion. Congratulations, Stacy. Nice shooting. I'm sure I do, Paul. I think I got 10 or 12 Bob Danielson shafts in here right now. Rick Howard Q, I do not. Dwayne, we have on our Q Sports Live website, www.qsportslive.com, right on the front there is our streaming calendar. That'll show you where we're going to and when. We also have some tournament calendars on there if anybody's interested in advertising their tournaments. We have tournament calendars from all over the place. It's another one for Frank. Joshua, if you get there's a tip multi-tool or shaper that'll fix that mushroom. See if I can find the ultimate tip Q-tip tool, it's called. It allows shaping, it'll fix the mushroom on there. Guy, we're working that out with Elmer. I think we will be again, I'm pretty sure. Be doing the Westerns. We are also talking with the powers that be for the VNEA down. Greg Elliott, I believe his name is, for the VNEA Vegas. We're talking with John Lewis, who's the president of the ACS here, about doing the ACS Vegas, as well as some WPBA events. He's now on the board there. We gave him a price for an upcoming event there he asked for. We are in talks with Ozzie Reynolds to do the BCA State Championships and BCA Vegas, as well as we were talking with Mark Griffin about doing some of the U.S. Open events. We're getting them all priced. They've all asked for pricing on all those, so we could have a ton of stuff coming up next year. And then hopefully we'll get some contacts at the APA-CPA border battle here next week in Niagara Falls. How many left on the men's side? This is the B-side final. 3 players. We have Roger Sen sitting in the hot seat. The winner of this will play him for the men's championship. This is the B-side final, third place match. What can a person use to clean a linen wrap on a cue? That's a good question. I do not have a linen wrap on any of my cues. Yeah, the two prongs going down, you stick that over top of the tip and turn it and push down, and that fixes the mushroom. For 20 bucks or whatever they are, 10 bucks, so handy to have in your case. It will reshape your tip for you. Fix that mushroom. You often wonder why you see guys put that thing on the floor and put a foot on it and step on it and put their tip down in there and spin it back and forth in your hands like you're trying to start a fire on some wood. Ben would know, but he's off somewhere. Maybe out seeing if the sky's still there. I think Ben said he signed up for another mini. He could be starting that soon as well. He's got to make us some dinner money. It is a tuning fork. Use it to tune up your cue. Here's a question. Best way to clean a linen wrap on your cue. Do you know how to? Ben has no clue. Yeah. That is a good question. If I get a chance, I will talk to Jerry Olivier. He is here in the room doing cue work, although I think he's just packing up for the night, but that might be... What's that? Oh, Eric Vargas tried to take a lighter to his and burn the frayed ends off. It caught the whole thing on fire. You don't want to do that, Ben just said. Wow. Yeah. Nick Skiri, the maintenance, blah blah. That's who does all our work. Nick Skew's innovation, right there. He's out of Calgary, Alberta. He does amazing work. He gets some guys ship his stuff from all over North America, ship cues for him to work on. So we'll see if Rudy can get a game back here. Doesn't want to let Frank get too far ahead. Ooh, nice attempt on the bank there. And he would have had nice shape on that 3-ball. Frank does have some work with that 9-ball tied up there. Although there is some space in there looking at it at this angle. You just got to come with a little shot to start off here. Ben just ran off. He's got called up to play in the mini. I'm trying to see if I can find where Maria went to. Stacy's still at the table. Maria has disappeared. Stephen, remind me tomorrow, and I'll ask her. I don't see her in the room here looking around anymore. But if you remind me tomorrow, I'll find her and ask her. Ben is not here. Ben's gone playing a tournament. And that might be the clicking sound, Charles. I read that. That's the only trouble with need a good quality layered tip. If those layers start letting loose, you need to replace that or take the loose layers right down, but you're best just to go for a new tip. And I would move away from the Navigator tip. I've got a couple on a couple of my shafts, and they're okay, but I prefer a Cyborg or Longazi. You're winning $60 million tonight. Well, you better be a good Q Sports Live sponsor if you win it. We need a tour bus. The way he's looking at that, he's going to play that 8-ball in that top right corner below our logo. Thank you, Tony. If I don't win it, I hope you do then, because Ben and I got tickets back home. That would be awesome. We had the Mega Millions. We got a ticket the first thing we came when we got down here, but appears a couple from South Carolina won. That's a ton of money. You could have split that between 20 different people and all been set for life. I used Kamui for years, and it's not a bad tip, but they seem to have changed. They started making them a little different. And again, I'm a big fan. I got on with Cyborg tips, and now with Longazi. And again, we change back and forth. Lucky enough to be sponsored by Nick's Q Innovations, so if we actually pay anything for a tip, it is cost, and with the free labor and maintenance to install them. So we can change a little easier and a little cheaper than most people. But I love that Longazi, but it is expensive, an expensive tip. And that's what Ben's playing with, I believe, right now too, because he's using one of the Bob Danielson shafts that I gave to Ben. And he fell in love with that shaft. He's like, why haven't I been using this all along? Cyborg's got a good price, and I found it played better and a little more consistent than the Kamuis that have recently changed, I found. But I mean, everybody's going to be a fan of what they like, and you have to try out different stuff to see what you like, and whatever. There's no one that I can say is better than the other. It's whatever you prefer yourself. So I mean, I used to use an Elk Master or a La Pro for years, right? To really cheap tips, but much preferred a layered tip now, and Longazi is the one I'm currently with. I do, like I said, I have crazy number of Qs and shafts that I use or can use, and right now I got Cyborg, Navigator, still a Kamui, Longazi, precision tip, Tome brake tip on one of my brake shafts. I got a white diamond brake tip on one of my other brake shafts. Unlucky scratching with that cue ball on a fairly wide open brake there. Yep, that is it. Longazi or Longacy, or I forget how I don't pronounce it right. Mori tips, and I believe it's spelled M-O-R-R-I, Mori. They're a good tip. I've used them before. Mori medium. Right now I'm playing with the Longazi medium soft. Used to play with a Kamui soft. Tried the Longazi soft and it was a little too soft. Cyborg soft or Cyborg medium I found I liked. Cyborg BK cell brake tip is nice too. That's the IQ's got the black around the shaft. Give me a second, guys. Gotta help Ben out. Sorry if that was a little loud. I dropped my headset as I was trying to grab Ben my jump cue. He came running back and trying to find it. Trying to find the shaft among 28 shafts in that cue case is kind of hard. I used to use a Predator, Brent. You know what I love and really use now, Ben's the same way, is that Bob Danielson SS 360. If you go to Bob's website, check that out. I love it. Ben loves it. Grant's looking at switching to it. You know what, Johnny? A lot of guys like the triangle and the pro tips. Like I said, there is no, it's whatever feels right for you and what's best for you. We can only give suggestions. It's up to everybody's preference. I do suggest trying out. I mean, tips are a little harder to try unless you got a friend or a buddy or where you can try one out without having to buy and just switch into it. Nice out there. We're tied up. Bob Danielson, yes. If you want to take a look at the screen there, that'll be the home of the sweet spot 360 low deflection shaft, SS 360. It is a low deflection shaft. I find it plays similar to the Predator 314. You know what? And I forget what Bernie put on those tips, or on his shafts. He had told me, and I forget what they were. know if you've seen Ben shoot over the last 2 months, he's won almost everything he's played in, and that's using that Bob Danielson shaft. It does have a little deflection in it, a little bit, but it is a low deflection shaft. Whereas, like you've heard Grant and I talking before, we've had that Bernie Mickelson custom with a 2-piece shaft that is pretty much absolute zero deflection, which takes so much getting used to playing with that thing that I went and sold mine to Grant, my Bernie Mickelson cue. He just bought it a couple weeks ago from me. I just can't get used to using that with absolutely zero deflection on that thing. But my suggestion right now would be the Bob Danielson. What kind of shooting cue do I recommend? I've played with so many that are good, but right now I play with a Prevail handcrafted custom cue with that Bob Danielson shaft on it. Every cue, yeah, he can, Mandy, he can put whatever pin type or joint you want on it. You can send him a picture of your tip, like he can make it to match your cue. He does have them available in every pin style as it is, with different colors like black, joint, this and that, but he can make one to match your cue, so it looks like it was made identical for your cue. And I believe his are around the 200 US mark for his shaft. Bob's shaft is nothing like a Q-Tech. His play is much, much better than a Q-Tech. I've had multiple Q-Tech cues. Keith, it all depends what you're looking for and how much you want to spend in a shooting cue. If you can, I suggest getting a custom made for you, if you can afford it. We are Q dealers, Q Sports Live. If anybody's interested in anything, we are dealers through Seaberts.com, Q Sticks International, Billiard Wholesalers. We can get anybody prices on anything through there and get you a deal on anything. But ultimately, if you can afford or have the time to get a custom cue made, I mean, a lot of the cue makers can make you a $400 cue if you want it just sort of plain Jane wood. The biggest performance in a cue is that shaft, and a little bit on the type of joint it's using in the pin. There's David Wilson's got BDQs up there. OB2 Plus, it's a good shaft. I got the OB1 Plus on my OBQ that I got. Do you have pictures of that, Keith? Send it to our page. We'll post pictures of that cue with everybody looking for it. Keep an eye out for it. If you do have pictures of that, send it to us. We can put out a post telling everybody to keep their eyes open for that. I'm sorry to hear that. Nice. I can just keep saying Bob Danielson, Bob Danielson, Bob Danielson. Everybody should have a Danielson custom cue. Bob Danielson shaft. This is the B-side. B-side final. Yeah. A little bit of pressure on this. It's been a long day too. Long 2 days. They started yesterday. Sorry? Yeah. Moochie Black Dot are not bad. I haven't hit a whole lot with them. I've had multiple Predator shafts for years. I've had the OB shaft. I love my Prevail shafts too, as well as that Bob Danielson. If anybody's out there looking for the best jump cue in the world, out of the 25 plus jump cue brands and jump cues that I've tried, is the Prevail handcrafted, along with the Prevail brake cues. My Prevail brake cue will outdo that BK Rush that you just saw Frank break with, hands down. Will beat that Rush. Oh, the Bob Danielson guy that's, or their drinking game with Bob Danielson. Everybody should do a drinking game when I say Bob Danielson. What I have on mine right now is the SS362. Alex Brick is a good one. Almost any custom cue out there is going to be a nice cue. With these cue makers, they put the time and effort into making those things. Again, it's all preference, right? But out of, I bet you, the 30 people, 35 people that I've let try in the last few weeks that Prevail jump cue, all of them have said that's the best they've ever hit with. And these guys are all 30-year veterans of playing pool. You should have never let me know. I shouldn't be saying Bob Danielson all the time. You guys should have to drink triple if Bob comes on here and comments. So back to the game here anyway. We got Rudy's come back with 3 games in a row here. If I haven't missed one, saying Bob Danielson all the time. So we got 184 people on here. Where's everybody tuning in from? We haven't asked that in a while. Where's everybody watching from? It's, what are we looking at? It's almost 8 o'clock Friday night. This is the end of the singles, 2-day singles event here. Yeah, I got 3 Prevail jump cues waiting for me when I get back home on Monday. I got one in my bag right now, but I got 3 more on the way. Cold and rainy night in North Carolina, Cambridge, Ontario, Louisiana. You're nice and close. Freeport, Texas. If anybody's within a couple-hour drive of Port Arthur here, you should be here watching in person. Especially on the weekend here. We got the team starting tomorrow morning. If you guys are within driving distance, stop by, come say hi to Ben and I. We got some stickers here. It's a great venue. Austin, Texas. Capital of the North Pole, Timmins, Ontario. Be looking forward next week to some of that Topper's Pizza, Jerry. Grant and I'll be stopping back in Hamilton on the way through to Niagara Falls. Old Black Wolf player. I love the Black Wolf. Oklahoma. Give a couple Bob's cues away. We will down the road. I actually just got a brand new one shipped to me last night. Bob sent one. I just put it together. I picked it up. Well, he had it shipped to the hotel. I forgot to pick it up last night. I just drove over to the hotel here. Just put it together. It's in my case here. I haven't even tried it out yet, but it looks amazing. New Jersey. No, this one, Jerry's at the Americana Hotel in Niagara Falls. The CCS plays out of Sheraton on the Falls. The APA CPA border battles at the Americana. Another Oklahomian. That is where I had my football scholarship to. Oklahoma. Rapid City, South Dakota. Table 24 in your living room, nice. I haven't seen Russ in years and years. What a shot that was. That was an amazing kick. Hey Steve, how you doing? Frank Jr.'s bedroom, nice. Yeah, I used to hang out with the Black Wolf with the Map Attack boys years and years ago. Not as often as they did. I was in and out. I was living in Bragg Creek at the time. Figured I'd missed a match in there. Nice win for... Oh no, that was on the hill. Rudy wins. He's going on to play in the final, which starts in 30 minutes. We will have that on the same table here. How much is one of the Prevail jumpers? In the $250 range. Right around the $250 range for those Prevail jumpers. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut down and restart. We're over 2.5 hours in. We got a half hour until we start the championship match of the men's. That will be Rudy Sanchez versus Roger Sen. I heard there wasn't a whole lot from Fort Worth. I got Don from Fort Worth here. Are we selling the 3 we're picking up? No, those are our sponsored cues. That is for myself, Ben, and Grant. I have been sponsored by Prevail. That's the jump cue coming, but now sponsored by Mr. Bob Danielson. That's my new cue that just got here as well. So those 3 are not for sale. Jerry is working madly away at making more jump and break cues because they are in such high demand. Best to send him a message on Facebook. See what his timeline's like. I know he's got his new shop up and running full time. He wanted me to come out and give him a hand doing some work, but I've never been home. I'm going to be back towards the end of November. I'm going to see if I can get out to Jerry's shop and maybe help him speed up production a little bit if I can, give him a hand, learn some stuff. Looking forward to that. But I will see you guys back here. I'm going to shut down, take a quick break. We will be back with the championship match in about 20 to 30 minutes. It's scheduled for 8:30. See you guys back in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in.